Welcome to 99 Grid, where we're turning dreams into careers. My name is Andy, and today I wanted to talk to you about research synthesis, something that sounds like, from a horror movie, and I'm sure that for some of you and me also, within the past, and some of the research projects that we've been doing, it is a drag. It is a very difficult part of the project because now we have to sit down, re-listen to all of the interviews, look at all the results that we've been gathering from our online questionnaires, put it all together, and then try to come up with some synthesis, with some conclusions to put in front of our designers or the business people to then basically decide where this whole ship is heading and why. So I wanted to cover how we actually get to the bottom of these things. And for the synthesis itself, what I'm really looking forward to before I get to any design personas or anything like that, all I want is a list of needs and problems for every activity mapped out on the experience map. So as you can see, once you actually create this experience map, regardless if it's hypothetical as is to be, there are different types of it, but once you create it, you kind of use it for the entire length of the project. And that's something that we've been really focusing on to make it as usable as possible. But we do use that experience map from the very beginning all the way to the very end to make sure that we have the entire context of our service or our product listed out. So the way that we synthesize research, we use the map still. So we go back, we get back from our research, so we've got some responses to our questions in our in-depth interviews. We have some responses for our online questionnaires. And each one of those questions have been generated for each one of the activities within our research scenarios. As you probably remember, in one of the previous blogs, we've talked about that. So there's a link, and that's very crucial for me to have that link as a project manager, as a product owner, as a service designer, as a UX designer, whatever role I am having within this project. I want to make sure that whatever data or whatever insight I bring to the table, it's actually connected to a specific element on the map. So because we've derived questions from a specific activity on the map, we can then listen to the answers to the specific question to validate the level of experience of that specific activity, and on that basis, validate it. So the way that I usually do it, I take each one of the questions that were generated for this specific activity, and I look through the responses and try to find some insights. And to me, an insight is basically an observation, something I've noticed, and something that really is either a problem or a specific unfulfilled need that specific customer had within this specific activity after I've asked a specific question. So all I do is I take each one of those activities that have a list of questions underneath from my research scenario. I look at the results, and as you can probably imagine, the results are pretty much answers to those questions. And that's the raw research data. And when it comes to data is great, but data is not information. So I need to turn that data into something usable, into some insights, which form a part of useful information for our later steps in the project. So I go through each one of the responses and I try to derive insights which are needs or problems unfulfilled, or unfulfilled needs or problems for this specific activity. And all I do is each respondent, each activity, each response that I find a need or a problem, I just write that problem or that need underneath that activity, and that wraps it up when it comes to validating the entire experience map. And we'll get into how to create design personas using the experience maps as well. So I hope that you enjoy the content. I hope that you enjoy this vlog. Reach out to us, leave a comment below. We're really looking out and listening intently to whatever you have to say to us, guys. And I'm looking forward to interactions here on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn. This content is going to land on all of those platforms, so reach out to us, and we'd be glad to respond with vigor. So I'm really looking forward to some of those interactions, and I will see you around.